What is going on, everybody? Phoenix Gaming here. Thank you for stopping by, and today we are going to be covering the new Outriders patch that just went live I want to say about an hour or two ago. It was a relatively small patch, nothing too big to report, but there is one big change that is going to affect the player base in general and is probably going to benefit anyone during matchmaking. So if that sounds good to you, let's go ahead and jump right into the patch notes. So the patch notes, again, is just a very small patch that they implemented. It really didn't take that long. Is implemented a block that prevents players from kicking other players towards the end of an expedition session, implemented region-based matchmaking to improve the quality of multiplayer connections, updated the login signing and text to better reflect the current signing in process step, and then fixed crash and memory leak issues. Players can expect more frequent updates as we look to make the best possible Outriders experience. So the biggest takeaway from this is the ability to not get kicked from your end of session matchmaking. So if you're running your CTs, and then what has been plaguing the player base in general is the fact that when you're in a group of three and you get down to the very end during a CT15 or whatever it is that you're running, players are reportedly getting kicked before they can even grab their loot, and because there's no way to regain that loot, there's no postmaster, there's nothing like that, you don't get your legendaries, you don't get your epic gear, and it could have possibly been gear that you've been needing or wanting in order to increase your build variety and to increase your stats. So for that to be implemented into the system is actually very beneficial. Probably something not a lot of people wanted, but it is a very big change even in this small of a patch. And again, there were just a lot of other bug fixes. When you log into the sign-in screen from now on, you're going to see what it does and what it takes to actually get into the Outriders game. And honestly, I think this is kind of beneficial in a way. That way, when you are trying to log in, you can see where it's kind of hanging and where it's lagging, because there are server-side updates that need to be implemented, and your connection needs to be able to connect to the servers of where you're trying to connect, and it giving you this kind of transparency on where the connection process is kind of helps in a way. That way you can understand, why is it taking so long, where is the hang up. And honestly, it's better overall just trying to give you that transparency in nature. All right, so now the next part of the video is going to be going through Dev News Thursdays. So I'm probably going to do this every single Thursday now, just because this is, content is providing news to the community of, what have we here. And because Outriders is going to be going into the long-term effect of everything, it is very beneficial in writing this news out. But let's go ahead and dive right into it. So it says on Dev News Thursdays, we are also making good progress on identifying and resolving outstanding sign-in issues, particularly on Xbox. Currently, we are also testing out some legendary drop rate changes with the intention to make them less frustrating, more satisfying. We will share further information on these potential changes when we can. Our team is also hard at work on the Stadia version of Outriders with upcoming fixes and stability updates as we aim to get a fully integrated solution soon. We are investigating continued reports of player survivability issues. As we previously explained in our recent latest news and known issues blog post, we are looking to explain in the near future some of the deeper mechanics that play with Outriders. Finally, we are also testing out some initial player buffs and will share news of these potential changes when they go live. Other tracked issues currently under investigation can be found in the latest news and known issues that are linked below. Our next patch is already underway, and we will share more news of it as soon as we have tangible release details. So now the biggest takeaway for me, at least, is the fact that they are looking at initial player buffs. We all remember that the very first patch that Outriders released was a nerf to Technomancer, Trickster, and Pyromancer, and not giving a buff to Devastator. So for them to actually now be looking at the player buffs, which is understandable because there were other severe issues plaguing the current Outriders game, is very beneficial, and hopefully they make it in a way that is kind of compensatable in a way, just for the issues that we have. And I'm not talking about like 1%, 2% type changes for buffs. I'm talking about like major buffs, major damage buffs to give you that power feel that they did state when they released Outriders, and for the big PR marketing for it. That was the whole goal, was to make you feel godlike, to make you feel powerful, so that you could do what you needed to do in the CTs and the expeditions, and for any future content as well. The other thing that it took away from the dev news on this is the legendary drop rates. Now, me personally, I haven't really had an issue with the legendary drop rates. Honestly, I have been running only CT14s just because it's easier, quicker, and I feel like you still get the same amount of legendaries right now currently than you would at a CT15. The gameplay footage that you see above is a CT15 because I wanted to see, you know, what would the loot be like towards the end of this. And again, it was like one legendary and a few epics and blues. But it is good that they are taking a look at these changes. It has been time cumbersome. It's, you know, a lot of people want this done right away, but again, there are other issues plaguing the system, and I'm sure that if we didn't have as many issues as we've had during Outriders and the launch and the sign-in issues, inventory wipes, and all that, I feel like, you know, all of this could have been done definitely like a month or two ago. And then the content and wanting to bring more content and everything like that to the game itself, I feel like would have been more of a priority rather than just now. But the fact that it is being looked at, that they are working on it, and that they do have a plan or a roadmap for Outriders is definitely beneficial. So all we can do right now is, again, hurry up and wait. Just wait for them to bring out more information. More than likely, the first thing we're going to get is the legendary drop rate issues, and then we're probably going to get the initial player buffs, unless they're going to make a patch to bring both of those and coincide them together, which evidently would be more beneficial to the player base itself. But other than that, guys, I mean, that is it for Dev News Thursdays. That is it for the patch release that they did. Again, minor patch, but a very big change that is going to benefit the community as a whole. And then we have a lot to look forward to when it comes to the actual future patches and the future state of the game of Outriders. You know, Outriders overall is a very fun game to play, especially when it works properly. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot different, and it gives you something else to do. But other than that, guys, let me know what you think. Have you had any issues running into the sign-in issues again? And let me know what you guys think about the matchmaking issue and if it works, because even though towards the end they won't kick you, it doesn't mean that they won't kick you, let's say, towards the middle of the final round of whatever CT is that you're playing. I don't normally matchmake, so I'm not going to be able to really see it, just because matchmaking provides so many issues and instability issues as well. So just let me know what you guys think. Let me know, leave your comments down in the section below. I really want to hear the thoughts on the matchmaking and see how well it affects people. But other than that, guys, thank you so much for the support on the channel. Thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to leave a like, leave a dislike, and then likes appreciated, subs respected, and I will catch you around next time. Take care.